Right, time for news features live from Ikea Bohima studio at North Ridge. I am Ania Fampofu, live from the studio, and also streaming on Facebook is Metro TV Ghana, and also on Instagram and Twitter is Metro TV _GH. Follow us on channel 277 DSTV. Let's take a look at the headlines. Three students have been reportedly hospitalized after a clash between the Kantanga and Unity halls at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Late Thursday afternoon, we'll be giving you the updates from the campus. Traders and travelers within the West African sub-region feel the brunt of the depreciating cedi, even as it hits 10 cedis to the dollar. News from elsewhere, outside borders, London's transport network grinds to a halt as train and bus workers hold strikes over pay and conditions on labour market disputes. My name is Ania Fampo for the news now in detail. Now, 3 students have been reported to be on admission following a clash between 2 great halls in the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST. The clash, which occurred late Thursday, 18th August 2022, saw students of the 2 halls exchanging stones and sticks when the students of the university hall attempted overstepping their bond during an annual march. There's more in the following report.
The annual ritual is marked yearly by members of the University Hall of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, otherwise known as Katanga, to harness togetherness among the student body. This intention was marred on Thursday after attempt by security personnel to prevent the procession from using the high street leading to the Unity Hall or Kunti triggered the anger of the marching crowd of students. This led to a fisticuff between the clashing halls, where members were seen pelting stones at each other to register their displeasure on the happenings. Properties running into thousands of cedis were destroyed in the event. Meanwhile, the police have maintained that the university has been given a tight security presence to avert any unforeseen event, while the university's authority is in a meeting over the issue.
Now, eyewitness account indicates that Kantanga was having their trial traditional march, which they do seasonally. So coming from the commercial area, they wanted to use the route in front of the Conti, but security had barricaded that road and was trying to divert them to use a different route. So as they were trying to decide what to do, some mob which are believed to have come from Kunti rushed on them, and then it ended in some exchange of stones and sticks. Few cars had their mirrors broken, no serious injuries. All right, now we have a police statement on the same situation. There's a clash on KNUST. The police have restored calm on campus of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology following the violent clashes between the students of Kantanga and Unity halls of the university. The police are in firm control of the situation, and investigation is ongoing to arrest those behind these unfortunate, needless and unjustifiable attacks and bring them to face justice. We therefore urged all law-abiding members of the university community to remain calm and support the police as we deal with this situation. Abdul Basit Suleiman is Metro TV's Ashanti regional correspondent, and he is currently at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Joins us live for some update. Basit, thank you. Good afternoon to you. What is going on now? What can you see around you on the campus? Hello, Basit. Can you unmute? I can see you, but I cannot hear you. Unmute and then...
yeah, hope
great.
You can hear me now.
Right, I can hear you now.
Hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I can. Okay, we're struggling.
Yeah, I'm currently on the campus of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where the university management just concluded with an emergency meeting. I have the URO of the university, Dr. Norris Bekwe, right here with me. I want him to throw more light on what inspired at the meeting so that we can continue with our chat. So I have the URO here with me right now.
Right.
They are supposed to live. So you can ask him the questions that you want to ask.
Okay,
him.
so just as you said, what really was discussed in the meeting? Hello, Basit.
The meeting was basically to review what happened yesterday and to take critical decisions on the way forward.
Hello, sir. URO.
Can she hear me?
That's the university.
Hello?
Yes, sir. So you are university relations officer. Am I right?
I guess you know.
Okay, so what exactly happened in the meeting that you just came out from? What was discussed?
The line is bad. The line is bad.
Okay, we're struggling to get through. I think we're not that audible. Basit, have you taken over?
Hello, are you?
Basit.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, it appears the line was very poor over here. Yes, but I can hear you now.
Okay, so yeah, if you do have the information, can you give us the details? We just wanted to find out what happened at the meeting.
Yeah, according to the URO, the meeting was purposely... Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, according to the URO, the meeting this morning was purposely to review what exactly happened yesterday on campus over here.
So what was the outcome?
According to him, they have CCTV footage that... Hello?
Right. We just have to get back to Basit later. Is the URO on? Okay. We do have a recording from this URO anyway, so let's have that played.
The whole procession started with the police giving them escort, including our own internal security, until they got to the front view of the Unity Hall, and then it degenerated into this scuffle. We, as management, we are very sad about it because, Hall Week has been suspended for a long time. We only decided to allow it from last year. And the Unity Hall celebrated theirs last week, and everything went on peacefully. The hall masters of the Katanga were assured by these students that the whole procession was going to be very peaceful, and so with the police and the internal security, we did not envisage that that was going to happen. But it did happen, and yesterday we have reviewed our CCTV cameras. I must say, fortunately, we have networked the whole university campus with CCTV cameras. The executive management committee is going to consider. What exactly? He asked if there's going to be a possibility of suspension of the whole week activities, and I said this is one of the issues that management, the executive committee is going to consider, and once the decisions are made, we'll make it known to you.
The same issue, Adam Bona is a security analyst and he joins us via Zoom. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you so much for always joining us. You're welcome to the program. So, you know, recently we recorded a similar situation on the University of Ghana, Legon. Now it's KNUST. Is this something that is very strange, or is because we are in a digital age and those issues are now beginning to, you know, come out? I'm sorry, I think you should unmute. Yeah, you are muted.
Yes, good afternoon.
Great, thank you.
Yes, it is not strange, but one can also point to the fact that we are in an age of technology, and so everything that goes on 24/7 is likely to be beamed by one of the social media platforms. But it is probably in the past, it wouldn't be this confrontational. You are, largely beginning to see more confrontation and more confrontation. If you notice what happened in Legon during their, SRC elections last year, it degenerated into violent fisticuffs, throwing of stones and destruction of property. And you realize that the recent one on University of Ghana campus, some students actually were armed with acid and some were armed with petrol. And so it tells you that it is taking a different dimension. The students are becoming more emboldened because when some of them are caught, they are probably punished administratively. But in terms of punishing them, using, prosecuting them criminally in our courts, that doesn't happen. And so they get away with, literally with a pat in the back that go and not do that again. So what you saw at KNUST, some of us predicted it because then usually most of these things will start from Legon. And once it starts from Legon, you can talk about the triangle. It goes to Legon, KNUST, then it will end up at, UCC. And if you are not fortunate, then, Winneba or, they also join. And so as far as I'm concerned, the university, the vice chancellors, they have their own, I think grouping or so. I can't remember what they are called, but they have their office around Legon here. And so as far as I'm concerned, it's taking a different dimension and someone would have to act, or else, it is go one day we would get up and one of our universities would have been bent down to the ground if care is not taken.
What's informing, I mean, apart from the fact that you're saying that they are getting emboldened, what can inform a university student? He's not a basic school student. He's not a JHS student, not an SHS student, but he's a university student, already an adult. What will inform this person to have objects like guns, rifles, cutlasses, assets in school?
Well, once people get to know that when they commit crimes, because you and I know that if I step out there and I commit anything that looks like a crime, the police is likely to arrest me and I'll be prosecuted before the law courts. People have gone to jail for stealing maybe a bunch of bananas or plantains, for stealing somebody's fowl. So if you have university students who are supposed to know better, behaving like terrorists and sending firearms, acid, petrol to school. And, strangely enough, I know through a committee I chaired that most of these students are actually crisscross. So you would have students from Legon traveling all the way to KNUST to go and join their colleagues at Katanga Hall or, Conti, and for a procession. and all of them end up becoming violent. And you would have sometimes even UCC. So you would have Casford, Katanga joining Commonwealth. And then the rivers, they begin to, mass up again on another campus. And so as far as I'm concerned, once they do this and there is no punishment meted out to them, and they are only punished, maybe rusticated, maybe something, but they never end up in jail, then you would have, those who are wanting to do more. The other thing has to do with, you have, those who have finished the university, let's say Legon or KNUST, they are still and mostly still resident on these campuses. They go to work every morning and come back staying in these halls. They are the chief architects of this violence we see on this campus, because then they groom the level 100s and the rest when they come. They teach them, and it's almost like planning a war. They teach them, your work is to gather stones, pick up a bin, empty it, pack the stones. So they groom people to pack stones. They groom people to put sticks on one side where they are going to be, taking the procession through. So once the trigger is pushed, they know where the weapons are. So you see them going on a peaceful march as if nothing is going to happen. Meanwhile, they have, hidden some weapons at where they are going to be starting the confrontation. And so the police get there, and within no time, you see them armed with all forms of weapons, stones, cudgels, petrol. You can see some of them probably on KNUST campus throwing petrol bombs, something that looked like a petrol bomb. So as far as I'm concerned, these are things that someone should be dealing with, getting them punished, arrested. Fortunately, KNUST they have a lot of CCTV cameras. I am hoping that a few of the students would end up at the Kumasi Central Prison, just to teach them a lesson and let them know that you go to school to go learn, and not to go and learn to be a terrorist or to be violent, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you very much, security analyst Adam Bona, for that advice there. Now let's take some more advice. The host of Good Morning Ghana, Dr. Randy Abbey, has also advised students involved in such acts to desist from them because they could suffer the consequences in the future.
I think that we need to continue to engage, especially the alumni should continue to engage.
Yeah, to bring them in.
I always say that for some of us, we were lucky. We got away with a lot of things. Okay. Because during our time, we didn't have smartphones and social media and all that.
To capture all these
There were things that we did that, if we're captured today, would be so embarrassing, or even might prevent us from holding certain
positions. Yeah.
Those operating today must realize that their era is different. You need to be careful. There's some of these things you might do. You think that you're in school. Tomorrow, it could be very, very costly. Sure. It could come at a huge cost to your future.
All right, consider your future in taking certain actions anyway. So we will go back to Basit, who we have been able to raise via phone. Abdul, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So briefly, what's the nature of the security presence on campus, and what are the students doing?
Yeah, there are heavy security presence on campus here as I speak with you. At least every meter, you will see about 10 police personnel surrounded at every joint on campus over here. The students are moving on, doing their normal activities. There is absolutely calm over here on campus. Visiting some of the halls indicate that there is calm atmosphere over here. The students are moving on, doing their own activities without any hindrances, even though there is a heavy security patrol, whilst others have also mounted some barriers around certain joints on campus here. The management just finished with meeting concerning what happened yesterday, and according to them, they were able to review through their CCTV camera, and they be able to identify some of the students who were involved in these criminal activities, and they are handing them over to the police for prosecution. Earlier on, the Regional Security Council, led by the Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah, also issued a statement to the fact that all those perpetrators found in this activity will be treated as criminals. So currently, there is a peace atmosphere on Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology as I speak with you right now, Annie.
Thank you very much, Abdul Basit, for the details. Give us some more updates maybe subsequently. Now, here in the capital, the Commonwealth Hall of the University of Ghana is holding a press conference in relation to their own standoff with the Mensa Sabah Hall. My colleague Kofi Otsobekwin is there and gives us some highlights.
Press release on University Council decisions on clashes between students of Commonwealth and Mensa Sabah Halls. Attention has been drawn to the Commonwealth Hall Council to a press release from the Office of the Registrar, University of Ghana, with reference CL 16, dated August 15, 2022, on the above subject matter. Furthermore, attention of the Hall Council has also been drawn to letters written by the University Council through the University Registrar as its secretary to both the Hall Master and Senior Tutor of Commonwealth Hall, relieving them of their duties as Hall Master and Senior Tutor respectively in the interim and with immediate effect until further notice, pending full investigation of the clashes by management with the assistance of the security services. Besides, they were instructed to hand over their duties to the Hall Master of Legon Hall to administer Commonwealth Hall. As a major stakeholder of Commonwealth Hall, and while we remain faithful to the objectives of discipline and established principles of communication in the university, the directive of Council comes as a surprise as to why such major decisions concerning the Hall could be taken without any form of consultation with the Hall Council. We make specific reference to Chapter 2(3) of the Statutes of Commonwealth Hall, which constitutes Schedule L of the Statutes of the University of Ghana. The Hall Council shall have authority to administer the affairs of the Hall in accordance with Hall statutes. On the basis of this, we are of the considered opinion that the order of the University Council, without prejudice to its merits and good faith underpinnings, could have been more consultative in spirit. At a Hall Council meeting held on 17th day of August 2022, the matter was discussed extensively, and it was noted that the actions emerging from the UJ Council decisions were inconsistent with the basic laws of the university and evidently biased with some omissions with respect to rules of natural justice. A, issues of inconsistencies in the university press release. The communique makes reference to section 16(2) of the university statutes, which states the conferment of particular powers on the University Council by other provisions of this act shall not be taken to limit the generality of this session. This should be read together with 16(1), which states, subject to the provisions of this act, the University Council shall have power to do or provide for any act or thing in relation to the university which the Council considers necessary or expedient in its capacity as a governing body of the university. The Commonwealth Hall Council is of the view that the actions taken is subject to the specific issues outlined in Chapter 2, Section 1 of the Statutes of the Commonwealth Hall, which provides the process.
We'll bring you some more details of that subsequently. Now, the Minister for Interior has, by executive instrument, renewed the curfews imposed on the Bawku municipality and its environs from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. This comes on the back of renewed clashes in the municipality, which has led to the death of 4 people. According to Upper East Regional Correspondent Halidu Tasmani, residents want increased security presence.
The conflict in Boko, according to numerous reports, are as a result of a disagreement over the performance of a funeral rite of a chief who died more than 41 years ago and the subsequent enskinment of a new overlord. The latest incident, which occurred on Tuesday, August 16, saw attacks by an unknown assailant, which resulted in the loss of 4 lives. The Minister for Interior has therefore renewed the curfew in the community as part of measures to curb the violent clashes. Halidu Dasmani, our Upper Regional correspondent, who has been following up on the development, reports brewing tension in the community.
It has been calm and very quiet. Business are not in the normal way as it used to be, and the security are very tight. Boko municipality. Just yesterday, there was some sporadic shooting, though, but there's no casualty recorded, and so it has made the town being very. There's a very tension in the town, and people are not moving out here and there like it used to be.
He adds residents want an increase in security presence instead of renewing curfew hours in the municipality.
Mostly some of these things happen during the curfew hours, and so they are rather calling for rather the screen must be intensified rather than reviewing the curfew hours, because most of these criminalities and shooting incidents mostly happen during the curfew hours, and so they rather prefer the security being intensified more than the curfew hours being made, either being reviewed or extended or whatever. And so they can't understand why this thing happens during the curfew hours.
Meanwhile, a ban has also been placed on all persons in the aforementioned communities and their environs from carrying arms, ammunition, or any offensive weapon.
And now, still to come.
We have to follow what is in our hearts and what our mind is telling us. The world will be clapping for Ghana. I think with this revelation and with this confession, it's better we shut down the whole country, because this is a hopeless nation.
You're welcome back to Newsbeat. Let's do some more stories. The Economic Organized Crime Office has shockingly disclosed that it is becoming difficult for the prosecutors to sustain charges of fraud leveled against the Chief Executive Officer of the defunct Men's Gold, Nana Appiah Mensah.
At a Zoom conference organized by the Asante Professionals Club, the executive director of Yoko, COP, Mameya Tiwa Adodankwa, explained state prosecutors' difficulty in prosecuting NAM1.
Laws defining offenses. Sometimes you believe it, you know somebody has committed an offense, but you can't have any relevant law to support your case to prosecute. And like I said earlier, nothing is a crime unless there's an enactment making it a crime. So, example is Men's Gold case. Which act did he break? And it's becoming difficult even prosecuting that case, because the law that will define the offense and also provide the elements, it's difficult to find.
The PRO of the aggrieved customers of Men's Gold, Fred Forson, in a passionate submission earlier on Newsnight, expressed their disappointment in government on how it has handled the case.
Since we heard this, some of us have been trying to control our anger. Because if we are to follow what is in our hearts and what our mind is telling us, the world will be clapping for Ghana. I think with this revelation and with this confession, it's better we shut down the whole country, because this is a hopeless nation.
Fred Forson warned if no headway is made by the 12th of September by government, they will take matters into their own hands.
So they took the case to court without evidence, kept the case there for about 3 years, managed to kill 183 people, and now they are telling us they don't have evidence. We are serving notice to the Jubilee House. 12th September next month will be 4 years since the collapse of this company. If by that time they fail to pay the customers, Ghana will be clapping for the customers of Men's Gold.
The CEO of the defunct gold firm has had his assets frozen after his company folded up on 12 September 2018.
So the question really is, you have a company that is operating in the country. The Bank of Ghana comes out, or security, financial security organizations come out, and they are able to declare that your transactions are illegal, and so you are not allowed to go ahead with business, and everything is seized from this company. So on what basis do we say that it is becoming difficult for state legal body to be able to prosecute or go on to prosecute the gentleman behind this business, Nanapia Mensah? What is the fate of also aggrieved customers, as you actually saw the president speaking on the platform Metro TV News Night? And is government really going to do anything about it going forward, having these issues revealed by Tiwa Adu-Dankwa? Let's speak with Palgrave Dankwa, who speaks for government spokesperson on governance and security issues. Palgrave, thank you for your time. You're welcome to Newsbeat.
Thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to you, Annie, and your studio guests. It's good to always be on Metro TV.
We're grateful to always have you as well. So, I mean, the leaked recording of Tiwa Adu-Dankwa, they said that they were having a Zoom meeting, a conversation on this issue. What do you expect the aggrieved customers to do now that we know that it's becoming almost impossible for government to pursue this matter? Hello, Palgrave. Okay, so we're trying to speak with the government spokesperson, Palgrave Dankwa, on the updates of government finding it almost impossible to prosecute Nanapia Mensah, who is the Chief Executive Officer for Men's Gold, that is defunct now. Palgrave, can you hear me now? Hello, Palgrave.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
the
great.
internet has been restored.
Okay,
yes,
okay, thank you. Thank
you.
you.
Yes, I can hear you, Annie.
Thank you. So I was asking, what should be the next step of the aggrieved customers of Men's Gold?
Well, thank you very much. I think that it's important we put the conversations in context. Madam Tiwa clearly stated very well that when you are going through a process of prosecuting an economic crime, much especially a Ponzi scheme, it takes a bit more time, especially with a paper trail and all of the other evidences that you need to bring to bear to be able to finally bring finality to an issue. That we are very concerned with the Men's Gold issue, which is why government is continually following the processes. We are also very aware that the Security and Exchange Commission, which is SEC, brought out a notice for the Ghanaian people to know how to deal with such Ponzi schemes. And so we are following the processes very well. We sympathize with the aggrieved customers who believed the Ponzi scheme and signed on to it. But we are also very certain that once we have all the evidences, that is key for government to continue the processes of prosecution, we would be able to bring it back to the bear of the Ghanaian people.
Well, can you explain to me what some of these difficulties are?
Well, so generally, you appreciate the Ponzi scheme nature, and Ponzi scheme, it's a lot more illegal work that persons prosecute themselves into. I believe very well that in our dispensation, we're able to even bring a clearer end to all the schemes that NAM1 was perpetrated in. The real evidence that we need now is a lot more of paper trail. And Madam Tiwa, who is the General Executive Director for Yoko, has stated it very clearly that it takes a lot more time to prosecute economic crime And those are the processes that we're going through.
Can you give me...
We would appreciate some more time.
Yeah, I mean, what will be the more time period you're asking for?
It's very difficult to put a time frame. It's very difficult for me to say over the next 6 months or even the next 1 year. It's really very difficult because there are lots of investment that people have yielded into Menzgold, and we need to make sure that a lot more due diligence is gone through. And once we find all the evidence that is key, we are very certain to prosecute NAM1 for all the other persons that have their investments in Menzgold to get their monies given back to them.
Right, Palgrave Boachidankwa, I mean, maybe finally before I let you go, you can tell that the aggrieved customers have run out of patience. They are threatening words that are coming from them, even though it's not really explicit. So what exactly will you tell them if they are planning of taking any action against government?
You have to separate the issue from government because Menzgold does not belong to the country. Menzgold is a private entity, and private persons are binded by law to be able to operate their businesses. And all these customers, when they were going to save their monies with...
Right. I think we've lost Palgrave there, so we will follow through and give you some more updates. The ministry. Right, so we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you the business updates.
Hello, you're welcome back to Newsbeat here on Metro Television. My name is Kenneth Jesse. It's now time for business. Now, the business community has been lamenting on the influx of black market in the trading of the local currency, the Ghana cedi. According to the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Awingobit, he says the cost of doing business has become very difficult since their business requires more cedi to purchase dollars for transactions.
Black market issue. The Bank of Ghana has been sitting in this country just issuing paper that you are not supposed to trade with forestry. You must supposed to have a license, isn't it? So black market, are they being licenses? We know of only the forest bureau. If you and I go to the forest bureau, you can only withdraw 10,000 equivalent or dollar equivalent. Is that not it? But today you go to Alaji can give you as much as $100,000, $200,000, $1 million, and you can go to it's in a glare the eyes of people. So the black market is not even determine the interest rate. You go to Commercial Bank, and again, I'm saying the Bank of Ghana failures because the Bank of Ghana will offload forex. I think one of them, they said that there's $750 million the Parliament has approved, they will give to BDC to make sure that they can bring the fruit and so that for stability. But you give forex to the commercial banks every day to trade, or every week to trade. Then importers and other traders associations have been complaining that anytime they put their monies at the bank manager will call you back and tell you you can only go to Alaji. Point is, where did Alaji get the forest from? Bank of Ghana give forest for you to trade. You go to the commercial bank, you see the rate, maybe 8 point something. Then they will tell you they don't have it. But you go to Alaji will say it's 10 cedis. Then you are compelled to buy. So you are making losses. So where is the management of the currency? Where is the mandate of the Bank of Ghana now?
Now, the deputy youth organizer of the National Democratic Congress, Eric Edem Agbana, says economic managers of the economy have no idea on how to bring the derailing economy back to normal. However, government spokesperson Kofi Tonto says the urge to destroy and politicize problems confronting the country is affecting us.
I, as an individual, and I know that is the case for many young people across the country, I don't take the words of President Akufo-Addo serious any longer, because every time President Akufo-Addo had the opportunity to speak, he makes promises that he never kept. And I can give you a litany of such promises, especially ones that relates to the economy. Randy, right before the beginning of this show, your producers played the video of President Akufo-Addo promising that he knew how to bring back the economy to life, but what he didn't know how to do was how to bring back lives. And that right after the elections, the economy will be put on the right path and all of that. This was the same president who told us that he had built a resilient economy. Randy, when you talk about a resilient economy, the resilience of it is tested in times of difficulties. So how is it that all of a sudden we are confronted with little challenges and all of these resilience that they spoke about, we cannot see it, and then Ghanaians are suffering. We are confronted with unprecedented levels of hardship.
As long as we are going to politicize these issues, trust me, some of these basic things or what people call common sense approaches will not happen. Because it may make President Mahama look good. So Kofi Tonto will sit on every platform to undermine President Mahama. It will make President Akufo-Addo look good. So my brother will also find every opportunity to undermine. Look, how many times have we undermined even the auto industry that we are trying to start here? How many times? Yes, it's not perfect, but it's a start to solve some of the structural issues that you are referencing. So Randy, the bottom line is that government is committed to our effort to make sure that we bring relief. If the 750 comes and it helps us for 3 months, that takes us into the syndicated loan, that takes us into the IMF. But the most important thing is what you said. What are the long-term structural fixes that we are doing as a nation to make sure we don't ever find ourselves in this quagmire again?
And that's it for business. My name is Kenneth. Jesse Phil John Cotter is standing by with the latest in sports.
Thank you very much, Mr. JC. We'll focus on boxing because the city of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia will be rocking. Up next, sports. Well, let's start the sports segment of the news with European football and fixtures in Germany. First, you see who is playing whom. Bayern Munich certainly will be looking forward to impress. There you see it on your screens over there. It will start on Friday night with Borussia Mönchengladbach playing against Hertha Berlin. You also see Augsburg playing against Mainz. Wolves will take on Schalke, whilst Dortmund will welcome Werder Bremen. Union Berlin will encounter Leipzig, while Eintracht Frankfurt will play against Cologne. That is FC Cologne. The defending champions, Bayern Munich, will go to Bochum. Let's go straight to the EPL, the most popular game everybody talk about over there. Tottenham Hotspur will be in the English capital against Wolves. In the city of Liverpool, Everton will play Nottingham Forest. At the King Power Stadium, the guys from St. Mary's will move over there. Then Crystal Palace, after drawing Liverpool, will play the guys from Villa Park. West Ham will be at London and play against Brighton. Leeds United will also rock their performance at Ellen Road against Chelsea, which should be interesting on Sunday. Then, the eyes of the football world will be on Old Trafford on Monday, where football rivalry will rekindle in the United Kingdom once again. It will be Manchester United, with all their issues, playing against Liverpool. Let's hear Jurgen Klopp, who is in charge of the Reds.
Of course it does. I would prefer to play them after they won 5-0, definitely. That's how it is, but it's not dreamland, so we have to take it like it is. And we drew 2 games, so is it better to play us in a situation like this, or is it worse? I don't know. It's just the situation, and in the end, there's a start in the game, but then then 89 minutes are still to go. So you have to deal with all the situations in the game, and in this moment, obviously, nobody knows exactly what will happen around the game. It will be just really, I think the whole world will watch it. It's Monday night anyway. I can watch it, and you will see how these two heavyweights deal with the situation, and yeah, I would watch it. I will watch it, by the way. You don't need my saying to that. It's obvious what he wants to do. He wants to build up from the back. We played them.
The German manager of Liverpool, talking about Jurgen Klopp over there, preparing for Monday showdown against Manchester United at Old Trafford. For the very second time in the history of boxing, the city of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia will be rocking on Saturday night, because Alexander Usyk, who's the world heavyweight champion, will come face-to-face once again against British Anthony Joshua. Let's hear the boxers at Saturday's bout.
важливо для мене, для моєї команди, для моєї країни.
It's very important for me, for my team and for my country. I'm really happy to be here. It's not my first time, it's my third time already in Saudi Arabia. And I feel like I'm gonna be here again and again. We learned each other in the first fight. He learned me, I learned him. But I don't think it's gonna be the new boat. It's gonna be the last boat will be continued for the round 13, 14, 15, or whatever it's gonna last. And this Saturday night will be a great fight.
I just had certain goals that I wanted to achieve on the night. So I'm quite a stubborn person. I've got a different goal now. And like, if I can stick to my goal, I think I'll do it because I'm that stubborn in it. So yeah, I just got a goal to reinvent myself basically and go again. You're gonna see the African style for life. That's all that matters.
So there you have it. It will be quite interesting as to how Anthony Joshua will encounter the gentleman from Kiev in tomorrow's encounter in the city of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. That's your sports. My name is Phil John Quarte. My man is standing by for Showbiz.
Thank you very much, Phil, for bringing the sports. Up next is entertainment news. Now in entertainment, Ghanaian gospel artist and songwriter Sisi Baidu has released his much anticipated album titled The Revelation Album. This is the gospel singer's second album after releasing his first, Splendor, in 2018. Sisi Baidu held an album listening session where major stakeholders in the music industry met. The brand new album is a compilation of 14 spirit-filled songs. Congratulations to Sisi Baidu. Now, Ghana's Big Ivy and Nigeria's Mama Dollars rap contest is not ending anytime soon, as Mama Dollars has replied Big Ivy with a song titled Prodigal Daughter, and this comes after the Ghanaian release Poison Ivy throwing shots at Mama Dollars. Mama Dollars has been calling for a live rap battle between them, and the two have got social media in a frenzy over their rap style over the past months. Here are excerpts of Prodigal Daughter by Mama Dollars. Well, that's it for entertainment news. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. So Annie standing by with the rest of the bulletin. Hello, Annie.
Hello, Desmond. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Annie.
Yeah, thank you. So, well, it's time for us to take the international news.
UN peacekeeping forces in the Democratic Republic of Congo have left the eastern town of Butembo following last month's deadly protest over their perceived failure to end rebel violence. Governor of North Kivu Province, General Constant Kongba Ndima, says they are going to meet in Goma with those in charge of the mission to see how to transfer the equipment still in the city, as well as the few personnel remaining in Butembo. He said the movement of the UN mission personnel and equipment would be supervised by Congolese security services. Powerful storms have battered areas of Central and Southern Europe, killing at least 12 people, including 3 children. The deaths, most from falling trees, were reported in Italy and Austria and on the French island of Corsica. Heavy rain and winds wrecked campsites on the island, while in Venice, Italy, masonry was blown off the bell tower of St. Mark's Basilica. The storms follow weeks of heat wave and drought across much of the continent. London's transport network ground to a halt on Friday as train and bus workers held strikes over pay and conditions, the latest in a summer of labour market disputes as double-digit inflation eats into wages. All London Underground and Overground train lines were suspended or partly suspended, and dozens of bus routes in the west of the city were disrupted. Transport for London said tens of thousands of workers from the UK National Rail Network walked out on Thursday and will do so again on Saturday.